win. Because we will hit all game. We are motivated. We are dedicated. Come on now. Come on now. We will win. Because we are the best on the field. And we hit the field like all day light, all night light, on the blue light, offense light, defense light, his squad light, house call light, and it sound light, and it sound light, and it sound light.
Welcome to the Short Sports Show. I'm your host, Daniel Short. Today is Wednesday, October 5th, 2016. What a great week of football that we had. And Major League Playoffs. Major League Baseball playoffs happened last night. The Toronto Blue Jays ended off in walk-off fashion. Amazing game. But also mainly college football, the NFL. Like always, we have a lot to talk about. Of course, we're going to recap week 5 of college football and week 4 of the NFL. And then we'll preview week 6 of college football and week 5 of the NFL. We're going to talk about the Red River rivalry. Could it be the last time we see Texas having Charlie Strong and Bob Stoops at Oklahoma? Could this be the last time they face off? Maybe for both of those coaches. Maybe for both. I don't know. We'll talk about both of that. Those, as well as the Vikings, have proved to have the top defense and be one of the top dogs in the NFL. And Odell Beckham, good old Odell, the New York Giants, probably needs to learn how to get out of his feelings. We're going to talk about that. But first, before we do, obviously, we want to thank our sponsors for making this possible. InnerGrind, Tongue FM, which is a podcast player designed to help you discover the best podcast. With Tongue, you get a feed of what your friends are recommending, and you can share clips of podcasts on Twitter and Facebook. You can mention friends, get them to know what you're listening to, what they should listen to. Again, that's TUNG.FM, or search Tongue FM in the App Store today. And also Sleeves. Now, they did send me, I believe I got it on Thursday, like a day after, Thursday or Friday, right after, the show. They sent me some amazing stuff. It was awesome. They got 2 hats from Sleeves. It's one of their new product designs that they got coming out. Camouflage American flag. 2 hats of those. Also their camouflage gear of sleeves, compression sleeves, which are freaking awesome. I only have I got 3 left. 3 left. We are doing a giveaway. Go to my Instagram page at Short Sports Show. Find out how you can get a compression sleeve and a hat. I'm giving away compression sleeves and a hat to 2 lucky winners. Rules are in the description over there. Go check it out. I'm going to have it up until next Wednesday's show. Next Wednesday, I will announce who won the hat and compression sleeve. So, along with that, again, if you don't know what sleeves are, you should by now. Sleeves designs and produces custom compression gear. Everything from arm and leg sleeves to headbands, bandanas, t-shirts, and jerseys. Sleeves carries over 200 different designs and sizes for everyone from kids to adults. And then once you purchase your sleeve product, or you win it from me, be sure to tag your Instagram photos with hashtag SleevesMe, SLEEFSME, and get a chance to be featured on their Instagram page. Again, go to www.sleeves.com and follow them on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Again, all at Sleeves. It's awesome. I love their gear. They also now, of course, with October being Breast Cancer Awareness, they've got all different types of gear it's amazing for all sports, using their compression, gear. It's awesome. I love it. I want to get me some more. Hopefully I can. I don't know, but it is really cool that they did send me this. I absolutely love it. So be sure to go check it out. And again, you get 20% off on purchases of $50 or more and free shipping if you use the promo code SHORTSPORTS, SHORT Sports. You use that, you get 20% off and free shipping on purchases of $50 or more. Do that today. You only got until next week, and then it's gone. It's all gone. Maybe. Hopefully we get a little bit more time. But right now, it's a 2-week thing. So be sure to use Short Sports as your promo code. Again, before we get started, we're going to go over to Best of the Week sounds. Check them out right now.
So you need to come down and answer with some points of your own.
Rolls to the near side. That is complete. Powell Hearn, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Can come around the edge.
First down, time and issue. Fitzpatrick gone end zone, Marshall! Touchdown! Chris Johnson checks back in the game. Palmer to throw it on first down, looking down the sideline to the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Is he down or did he bring it out? Tremaine Johnson with the interception and a huge turnover by Palmer. And it will be Fuller who will start this at the 33-yard line. He can fly if he gets it to the open field, and he's into the open field. Inside the 30, he's gonna go. 67-yard punt returns. I don't even know if he broke a sweat because nobody came close to him. And the pass is tipped, and it is intercepted and running for the touchdown by Kurt Coleman. And the Panthers are back in the game. Blitz. Niners pick it up. Wide open Curley. Church, goodbye, touchdown.
Today's show is sponsored by InnerGrind. Based out of Houston, Texas, let former Texas State linebacker Michael Rakpo help you reach your fitness and nutrition goals. With personal training classes that start at $40 a session, why not be a part of this rising program? Now, whether your goals are to lose weight, gain muscle mass, find the right off-season program, or even for you ladies out there to get that booty blast, you can do it all with InnerGrind. Not a Houston area, not a problem. InnerGrind has a program that is personalized just for you. InnerGrind has everything you need to meet your personal and healthy goals. NFL linebackers like Titans Brian Orakpo, Chiefs Derek Johnson, Buccaneers running back Charles Sims, and San Diego Chargers cornerback Craig Mager, along with many other young athletes, have already begun. Find your personalized workout and nutrition plan at InnerGrind.com and call 832-475-2829. That's InnerGrind.com, 832-475-2829. Unleash your inner grind. All right, we start off with college football first, as always, and we're going to talk about a couple coaches who are on the hot seat after week 5, but the two main important coaches in this, the bigger jobs, right? Also, they face off against each other in one of the biggest rivalry games in college football. And that, of course, is a Red River rivalry. Now, this could be the last time we see Charlie Strong and Bob Stoops coach against each other in the Red River rivalry. And again, this is a great game. Arguably one of the best rivalry games in college football. I know people can say Alabama, Auburn, but historically you look at it and who's come out of this, these games. Texas, Oklahoma, personal favorite. Now, you have so much uncertainty with Strong at Texas, Stoops at Oklahoma now. Now, for Texas, this year, it started off strong, right? The hype train really got going. They went from unranked to getting a big W over Notre Dame, which we'll talk about that in just a second, and just shooting straight up to number 11. Now, that's where I had a problem. And of course, I become the Texas hater at that point, but we've seen the Fighting Irish, they've kind of fallen off the map. And Texas really, they can't stop a middle school offense right now. So now that the Texas hype train has come to a halt right now, it might come to a derail with a loss to Oklahoma. Now, sources have said that they won't make a move on Strong until the season's over with. That's also been conflicting with another source who said that the boosters, well, you know, they're just about ready, especially if Oklahoma beats Texas, that they are going to go ahead and get that $100 million that they had ready for Nick Saban. They're going to give it to a guy named Tom Herman. That's right. Now, with it looking more and more likely that the Big 12 will not expand, with multiple teams just saying they're going to vote no, and also just more of them just not even wanting to expand at all completely anyways. You know, with $10 million a year and the title of being the head coach at Texas, you know, give Tom Herman saying, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go. Houston, he would have got a $5 million bonus had they gone into a Power 5 conference. not looking likely now. If he gets to the playoffs, he gets a couple more $1 million, but he'll still be back the next season with the same group of 5 thing. Does he make the move? Now, obviously, Herman's the top dog in all of this, but that is something Texas might look at. Oklahoma on the Sooner side, we have Bob Stoops, who got a big win over my beloved TCU Horned Frogs, but almost gave up a 42-3 run that they were on between the second and third quarters, late into the fourth. And I won't go into the coulda, woulda, shoulda, and I won't be biased here, but the officiating late in the game of the TCU Oklahoma game was very questionable, we'll say. That's it. Now I can call out the referees if I wanted. I'm not going to get fined like Gary Patterson or any of the other coaches would be. But I'm just saying. Now either way, Stoops has bought himself a couple other weeks, right? A couple extra weeks. But is that really true if he ends up losing to Texas for the third, or actually this would be the fourth straight year? They lost in 2013, 2014, and 2015. If they lose in 2016, 4 straight years to Texas, is that enough to say bye, Stoops? Now you look at other rivalries, especially in the past, we've seen where if you couldn't beat your main rival, you were gone. Ohio State, Michigan, you couldn't beat the other team, you were gone. Auburn, Alabama's been kind of one-sided, and Auburn's just kind of sees as Alabama's a big dog. They're not going to fire their coach for losing multiple times, but could we see Bob Stoops getting fired? Now, I'm not saying in midseason. I don't think they fire him midseason at all. After the season, we could see that. Now, a lot of people have said that, he has not won a big game. It's been several years since he's won that major game. And they go all the way back to when they went to the national championship that year with Sam Bradford, but ended up losing to Timothy Tebow and Florida Gators. So, Oklahoma, their schedule looks like this. After Texas, they have Kansas State at home, at Texas Tech, Kansas at home, at Iowa State, Baylor at home, at West Virginia, and in Oklahoma State. Now, me looking at it, I see 3 guaranteed wins. Kansas State, Kansas, and Iowa State. But Texas Tech and West Virginia, those could be letdowns, both on the road. Tech has a good offense. West Virginia, kind of just solid all the way around. I know they haven't played the best of teams, but they're solid. Now, Baylor and Oklahoma State at home, they're W's on paper, but Baylor looks like they should be all right, and Oklahoma State looking good as well, and that's the last game of the season. Now, if Stoops goes 7-5, is that enough to keep his job? I don't know. I don't know. It brings up a serious question of Oklahoma lets Bob Stoops go. Texas on the other side, they have Iowa State, at Kansas State, Baylor at home, at Tech, West Virginia at home, at Kansas, and then TCU. Now, I'm not trying to hate on Texas, but I honestly just see Kansas as a guaranteed win. And you look at that schedule, most likely they should beat Iowa State, but we saw what Iowa State did with Baylor. Should have won that game. Now, I see Texas losing to Baylor, Tech, West Virginia, and most likely Kansas State. Sadly, I don't feel that good about my TCU Horned Frogs. We're kind of in the same boat as Texas. We got, except we have a better offense, but defensively, just as bad. Missed tackles after missed tackles, missed assignments, not being aligned. It's all bad. So that game's really a toss-up. But if Texas goes 4-8 this season, Strong is gone. Absolutely 100% he's gone. He's gone right now, in a lot of people's minds. I like Charlie Strong. I thought he was going to be able to bring Texas back to top 5 powerhouse all over again like they used to be. But I don't see Texas giving him another year if he goes under 500 again this season. I wish the best for Charlie Strong. I hope it works out. I don't want him to beat TCU. That's one thing. If that game is the consideration for him keeping his job, sorry, Strong, you're gone. I love my TCU Frogs way too much. Some of the other coaches that are on the hot seat, Derek Mason at Vanderbilt, who's now 9-20 in 3 years. You have James Franklin at Penn State, who might have his new athletic director, she likes him. He got a good win over Minnesota. I personally don't like James Franklin. I want Penn State to move on, get somebody else, get another big name. But he's somewhat on the hot seat, but he's a little safer. He's a lot safer than all these other guys right now. Mark Stoops at Kentucky, who's now 14-27 in 4 years, also 2-3 this season. Darrell Hazel at Purdue, who's now 8-32 in 4 years. And apparently Purdue Stadium had a sinkhole in their end zone. A lot of people started making fun of them, saying they don't even get in the end zone anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then Mark Helfrich at Oregon. He is on the hot seat, but it could be a lot sooner than expected of his firing, depending on how this Washington game goes and how bad they get beat by Washington. Cause this team has just fallen off the face of college football, right in front of our eyes. We've seen them from, playoffs to national championship to just nothing. They're absolutely nothing right now. The defense has been, horrendous over the past several years. They have not been able to get it fixed, and this offense has kind of been shaky at times. So we could actually see an opening at Oregon again. Chip Kelly? No, I'm just kidding. Speaking of Oregon, Mark Helfrich as well, he's now getting to the desperate situation of finding out what he can do to get this team back rolling. They're now making the switch at quarterback with Dakota Prukop being benched. And true freshman Justin Herbert will now get his first start against number 5 Washington on Saturday. What a way to start your collegiate career. Starting quarterback for Oregon. Terrible offensive line. You still got some playmakers out there at receiver and running back, but with Royce Freeman, but terrible offensive line. And you just happen to go against your first start, the UW Huskies, who have the best defense in the Pac-12 and one of the best in college football right now. And it's not looking too good. Now, Prukop, he started off the season for the Ducks, and he's been another transfer quarterback they got, and they've lost the past 3 games with him. Last week, they lost to Washington State 51-33, and that's when Herbert stepped in for Oregon on its final drive, capping off with a 4-yard rushing touchdown. Now, Prukop, again, a graduate transfer from Montana State, has thrown for 1,173 yards, 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions this season. Something that's just gone way too far, which this is just, I think it's more of, maybe they're actually trying to get more advertising for this. So check this out. A North Carolina radio station will not air East Carolina's football game Saturday following last weekend's protest staged by members of the Pirates marching band. WFAY AM in Fayetteville, North Carolina, announced Tuesday that it would not carry the Pirates game at South Florida. The move comes after approximately a dozen ECU band members kneeled during the national anthem before the game against Central Florida to protest racial injustice and police brutality. Band officials issued an apology on Monday. Now, Colonial Radio Group president and CEO Jeff Andrulius said sponsors agree with the decision, but he will lose advertising revenue. Quote, "I'm proud of our country and I'm proud of our soldiers, especially for our soldiers from Fort Bragg fighting for our country. So I've decided that ESPN Fayetteville will protest the protest." End quote. Here's the problem I see. If he truly feels that way, which I think is going a little too far, if he truly feels that way, why not just protest the entire season? That's what everyone else is going to do. They're going to kneel the entire season, which, okay, go for it. But he's only doing it for one game against South Florida. That's it. It's only this game. They will carry the rest of the Pirates games this season. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, this looks just like, hey, this is a way to get our radio station out there. Maybe we can pick up some advertisers who feel the same way about this, and maybe they want to make a special ad or something, and maybe we can just generate an extra profit. We might lose a little bit because we're not going to play anybody, so we're going to lose a little bit of revenue, but maybe it works out in the long run, and we can pick up some extra guys. I mean, I don't know. If you feel so strongly about it, why not just do it the entire season? Because of course you won't, because you'll lose money. So in the end, this looks just like a little gimmick that this guy is just trying to do, the station's trying to do. No disrespect, but at the same time, this is just kind of going too far to not carry again. I don't know. It's a little dumb. Due to recent increase in autograph demands from Louisville star quarterback Lamar Jackson and other student athletes, the Louisville Cardinals team will no longer be allowed to autograph items because of NCAA eligibility concerns. There's no indication that Jackson or any Louisville player violated NCAA rules regarding autographs or has been compensated for autographs, the spokesman said. The decision was made because autograph demand of players have increased after the recent success of the football team. Now, before the season, Jackson, who's just a sophomore, was a 100-1 long shot to win the Heisman Trophy, but after 3 games, he's become the favorite to win the award. In 2014, we saw Georgia running back Todd Gurley receive a 4-game suspension from the NCAA for accepting more than $3,000 from multiple individuals for autographed memorabilia and other items over a 2-year period. Also in 2013, we saw Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Manziel, who was suspended for the first half of the Aggies opener against Rice, another NCAA rule regarding autograph signings. The NCAA concluded Manziel did not receive any money for his autographs, but I think we can all agree, yes, he did. Finally, last bit of college football news. Not a whole lot this week, other than we'll talk about the games this week. Is Baylor University's, they just stay in the news. Their former Title IX coordinator agreed to a settlement offer during a day-long meditation of a retaliation complaint she filed with the school's Human Resources Department, but then quit after refusing an additional amount of money to sign a confidentiality agreement. In the complaint against the university, Patty Crawford alleged she was subjected to retaliatory actions by Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer Regan Ramsower, right? I think so. That's what I read. The complaint alleged Ramsower took away her authority to handle Title IX complaints and accused her of, quote, doing her job too well, end quote. Now, the school offered her a $1.5 million settlement, but Crawford balked at the signing of the confidentiality agreement for an additional $50,000. She wanted $2 million. She's straight up turned down 1.5 because she wanted $2 million. And obviously Baylor said, nope, we're not going to pay you $2 million. So after Baylor's refusal, Crawford told Baylor she planned to speak publicly about her frustration with the administration and the Board of Regents about the handling of sexual assault investigations. This should be interesting. Very, very interesting. The AP poll for week 5, nothing really changed other than Washington, the UW Huskies, getting the move from 10 to number 5. Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Michigan stay in the top 4. Houston stays at 6. Louisville drops Clemson made the move also to 3. Louisville goes down to 7. A&M's at 8. Tennessee's at 9, which both of them play each other. That should be a good game. Miami, the U, is at number 10. Wisconsin at 11. Nebraska at 12. So check this out. This feels like the early 2000s because if you look at it, you have West Virginia, Florida State, Colorado, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Miami, all, and the UW Huskies, all ranked in the AP poll. Late 90s, early 2000s, Colorado freaking Rado is 21. I'm so happy. I like Colorado. I really do. And I hope they can keep it up. Not a whole lot of top 25 games. A couple teams have bye weeks this week, but started off, we have number 3 Clemson Friday night on the road in Boston College at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. I'm taking Clemson, of course, here. They should be able to handle business here. And Deshaun Watson, it's time to start making some moves now. It's time to start getting that name up there, get those stats padded up here, and get him in that Heisman Trophy. Number 19 Boise State takes on New Mexico at 8 p.m. Central Time. Of course, I'm going with Boise State there. Same thing on Friday night. Then we go on to Saturday. We have LSU taking on 18 Florida, 11 a.m. Central Time on ESPN. And just because I love chaos, I want LSU to win this game. And honestly, they still have a really good chance to do this. I think Ed Orgeron got the players back. Everybody's good now. I'm picking LSU. I'm picking the Tigers. Make some chaos and drop Florida out. Let's get LSU a W here. Then, of course, we have Texas going against number 20 Oklahoma, 11 a.m. Central Time. This time, shockingly, Fox Sports. Okay, y'all are going. I like Fox. I do. But this is going way too far. You can't take one of the best rivalry games away from a lot of people. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1. This isn't on ESPN or ABC for the first time in a long time. Maybe it was last year. Maybe it was on Fox and I just forgot. I could have sworn it's always been on ABC. All right. You had Brent Musburger calling the game and, Todd Blackledge, I believe. Now you're going to have probably, Gus Johnson calling the game? Good Lord. This game has really gone into the gutters. Again, Texas has beaten Oklahoma 3 straight years, which is shocking. I thought it was just back-to-back years. 2013, 2014, and 2015. Can they do it for 4 straight years? I don't think so. I don't think it happens just because the way Texas defense is so bad. I mean, you can change a defensive coordinator, but you cannot change missed tackles in players. And that is something that's completely on the player's ability. There's no coaching that could ever fix missed tackles. I mean, it's just the player either gets it or he doesn't. And yeah, you can practice the tackling drills and getting off blocks, but if the players cannot perform when it comes game time, it doesn't matter what you call. They will miss the tackle. I mean, that's just how it is. Oklahoma has a little bit more players. Yes, they are coming off a much bigger game than Texas is. I'm giving Oklahoma the win here. I like chaos as well. I would like Texas to beat Oklahoma. TCU's out of it, so I'm just going for chaos now. I just want everybody just to have 2 losses. I just want to see what happens from then, because that would be fun. So I hope Texas actually wins this game. And also I want to see what happens with Bob Stoops. That would be kind of interesting to see how Oklahoma handles this thing. And then also to see some of the people that were all Charlie Strong. You know, it's funny. Before the season, they didn't like Charlie Strong. They wanted him fired. Then when they got the win over Notre Dame, everybody loved Charlie Strong. Now they're where they're at now, everybody hates Charlie Strong. If they beat Oklahoma, everybody loves Charlie Strong. They'll carry him off again. It's pretty funny to watch Texas fans because they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do without Ricky Williams and Vince Young. Number 6, Houston taking on Navy at 2 p.m. Central Time on CBS Sports Network. Taking Houston here, but Navy should give them a really good game. They always have. And Navy's a good team this year. Indiana taking on Ohio State at 2:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN, taking Ohio State. And basically the major game this week, if you look at rankings, is number 9 Tennessee taking on number 8 Texas A&M at 2:30 p.m. Central Time on CBS. I'm taking the Aggies here. One, I just do not like Tennessee. And also, I think A&M's just got it better. I mean, they won without Myles Garrett, their 2 starting receivers, and an offensive lineman. Thanks, Coach Sierra, for letting me know that. I have A&M winning this game. They're the much better team. Tennessee, they can't allow late 4th quarter comebacks to happen every week. Because it won't happen to good teams like Texas A&M. They will not allow a team like Tennessee to fall early in the game and then come back and win, whether it's by Hail Mary or it's by some miraculous good drive. A&M's just a much better team. A&M will get the job done. Number 25, Virginia Tech taking on number 17, North Carolina at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. I did not see a television network when I was writing this. I'm believing this game should be on the ESPN network. So just be on the lookout if you're a fan for either one of those. I would like to see Virginia Tech win this game. If it was at Virginia Tech, I would pick the Hokies. But since it is at North Carolina, I'm taking North Carolina here, especially after the big win against Florida State. Number 21, Colorado taking on USC. Their first ranked game in several years. This game is on at 3 p.m. on the Pac-12 network. I'm taking Colorado here. I like USC a lot. I hope USC gets back into it, but I like Colorado a lot more right now. Number 1, Alabama goes on the road for the first test of the season to take on number 16, Arkansas, 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. I am taking Alabama here. Arkansas should give them a good game, taking Alabama. Michigan, Rutgers going Michigan. Washington against Oregon going Washington. Florida State taking on the U, Miami, 7 p.m. Central Time on ABC. This is where College Game Day actually should have been, but I'm taking the U all the way. I am a Hurricane. I will always call myself a Hurricane. I am taking Miami, the U, for this win, and I really do hope they get it. They should. Arizona going against Utah, taking Utah, and then Washington State taking on Stanford. I am taking Stanford. And before we move on to the NFL, once again, guys, 20% off and free shipping at sleeps.com. Use promo code SHORTSPORTSHOW to get that. Or excuse me, Short Sports. To get that. Again, Sleeps designs and produces custom compression gear. Everything from arm and leg sleeves to headbands, bandanas, t-shirts, jerseys. You name it, they got them all custom made for you. Whatever you want to put on it, a design, a number, your name, your high school, your college, whatever it is. They got it for you. They carry over 200 different designs and sizes for everyone from kids to adults. You can get your family hooked up when you're having flag football. When Thanksgiving coming around, you want to have a flag football game or touch football, or you straight up want to just play tackle. No, don't do that. But, you get competitive, can have the family over, kids versus kids, adults versus adults. Get it on. Be sure to look like you get swagged out with sleeves. And also use promo code SHORTSPORTS, 20% off, and free shipping on purchases $50 or more. Again, that's sleeves, SLEEFS.com and also follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the show, but I want to say first off, thank you for all of your support. Without you, I'd just be some guy talking to a microphone. And I got some amazing news. I recently joined Patreon. And in case you're wondering, Patreon is an amazing way for you to earn some sweet rewards by supporting the Short Sports Show. I promise you, you will love the perks, and your support will help build this show. Go to www.patreon.com/theshortsportshow and view the amazing rewards you would get directly from me to you by donating to the show. The link is in the description, so when you have some time, check it out. And again, thank you for listening and supporting the Short Sports Show. Now back to me rambling on about something. Now, last week we talked about Odell Beckham, and we talked about how maybe he's having too big of an ego, especially after the game he had with Washington against Josh Norman. They went back and forth again. That was the first time they had played since that Carolina matchup. Now he's saying he's not having fun anymore. He doesn't want to see a sports psychologist. But former head coach Tom Coughlin says he's ready to help New York Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. if given the chance, and the NFL is also trying to do its part to ease his frustrations. The NFL is going out of their busy way to help out Odell Beckham. Now, we'll get to that in just a second, but Odell Beckham told ESPN on Tuesday that he's frustrated with the increased amount of attention on his behavior during games and said he's not having fun anymore playing football. Tom Coughlin said, quote, for his own good, he needs to learn to channel his passion. And I would love to try to help him in that regard because I think so highly of him. He is a distraction. If you watch the game, the cameras are on him the whole time. End quote. Coughlin told CBS Sports Network on Tuesday. Now, Beckham had his career worst, 23 receiving yards on just 3 catches against the Minnesota Vikings defense on Monday. He was basically shut down by Xavier Rhodes. Xavier Rhodes he's now hitting his potential now. But Beckham, he was flagged for a taunting penalty and repeatedly clashing with Xavier Rhodes. And Rhodes really just got onto him. I mean, he was doing everything that you possibly would want in a DB. He was shutting him down. He got an interception. And, he was in his ear. He got into his head. And this, again, just comes 1 week after the matchup with Josh Norman. Now, a source told ESPN on Wednesday that the NFL is telling officiating crews that they've been instructed to be watchful of opponents trying to provoke Beckham into acts that might result in a penalty. But the source also said that Beckham has to be willing to help himself and be more, with more appropriate behavior. So it's like, all right, you're at the playground. You see a kid gets picked on every now and then. All right, so let's go over there. They'll stand in that area. Just have a teacher's presence. All right, nothing's happening. It's kind of what they're doing. They're just kind of watching and saying, hey, stay away from Odell Beckham. Just play against him. Don't talk again. It's just getting a little too much. Now, I personally like Odell Beckham Jr. I like him a lot. But this is getting, one thing, it's funny. It's funny. At my high school, we've been talking about players need to get out of their feelings, right? When they're being coached, when they're on the field, they need to get out of their feelings. It's funny how it comes all and wraps around. Odell Beckham needs to get out of his feelings. He has the talent. He has amazing talent. One of the best wide receivers in the NFL right now. No argument there. He's one of the best. So just go out there and work. Stop worrying about the other DBs. Of course they're going to talk trash. It's the NFL. It's football. They talk. Everybody talks trash. You talk trash. When you're doing good, you are talking trash. When you catch a one-handed pass, you are talking trash. You're saying something. So live with the good and live with the bad. Now, the Giants have targeted Beckham in just the first quarter just 8 times over the first 4 games. When asked about potentially getting more involved in making offensive adjustments on the sideline, Beckham continues to express his frustration. Quote, what I'm communicating, we're not doing. I'm not getting the opportunities to contribute, and that's frustrating me, end quote. So we'll see. Beckham just needs to get out of his feelings. I like him. He's got a group of fans. Not everybody is out to get Odell Beckham. There are a few. Not everybody. Move on, play football, and just do what you do best. You just get out of the feelings, man. Get out of the feelings. We'll go through some quick hits before we wrap up. We have one more. Actually, no, we got 2 more little topics than our predictions, and then we're going to talk about some baseball. We got playoffs, baby. Let's see. We got quick hits. The Indianapolis Colts have released starting cornerback Antonio Cromartie and waived starting linebacker C.O. Moore. The Baltimore Ravens released Justin Forsett in a move described as a mutual decision between the team and the veteran running back. Forsett was inactive Sunday against Oakland, and he met with Ravens general manager Ozzie Newsome on Tuesday to express his desire to find another team. Philadelphia Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson is expected to play this week. Johnson had a hearing Tuesday at the NFL's New York office for his appeal of a 10-game suspension after he violated the league's performance-enhancing drug policy for the second time. Johnson is eligible to play through the appeals process. The San Francisco 49ers and linebacker Navarro Bowman's worst fears were confirmed Monday morning when the MRI revealed that Bowman does indeed have a ruptured left Achilles tendon. The Niners announced Monday afternoon that Bowman's injury is season-ending. Jeff Fisher's post-game locker room speech after the Los Angeles Rams beat the Arizona Cardinals 17-13 on Sunday was pretty funny. And it comes off of years of frustration due to the fact that if you guys haven't seen the Amazon Prime special of the Arizona Cardinals, I forgot what it was called. It's on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. It's a must watch. It's like a Hard Knocks, but just 10 times better. It was really good. And Bruce Arians goes out and says, in December of 2014, following a win against, at the time, the St. Louis Rams, quote, always 8-8. That's what he called the Rams, a team that's always 8-8. And that got, and which is kind of, it was true. But it got under Jeff Fisher's skin, right? Like any coach would, after years of frustration of going 8-8, 7-9, missing the playoffs and being so close yet just so far away. It gets a little frustrating. So, in a non-Jeff Fisher way, he went after them. And this is what he said in the speech, quote, I told them this was the Cardinals' Christmas present. We will see them after Christmas when the Rams host the Cardinals on January 1st in LA. This was their Christmas present. We just gave it to them early. Now, Fisher, again, he's typically reserved and he doesn't trash talk, right? He's just not that guy. But he couldn't hold back anymore. Quote, go back and see all the Bruce said against us a couple years ago, end quote. And I like it. I like Jeff Fisher. Just, you got a good year going right now. You're 3-1 somehow, and I don't know what's happening. You're somehow 3-1. But hey, you got it going. You just beat the Cardinals. You're number one by yourself. Well, yeah, basically, because they have the tiebreaker over the Seattle Seahawks. You're by yourself in the NFC West. Go ahead. Talk all the trash you want. Just do it. I like it. Good job, Jeff Fisher, but probably going to still go 8-8 somehow. Now, should the Denver Broncos go ahead and start Paxton Lynch? No, probably not. Probably not right now. But it was awesome to see Paxton Lynch get some time. Now, Denver Broncos head coach Gary Kubiak said Monday that his team is fortunate that quarterback Trevor Siemian's shoulder, his injury wasn't worse than what they originally thought it was going to be. Now, the plan is to start Siemian against the Atlanta Falcons this Sunday if he progresses as expected this week. Now, he left Denver's victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday just before halftime with an injury to his left non-throwing shoulder. And that's when rookie Paxton Lynch came on and finished 14 of 24, 170 yards, and plus he threw his first career touchdown. Wasn't bad. Now he was evaluated by the Broncos medical staff, Siemian was, on Monday. Kubiak says he's day to day, but the expectation is that Siemian will practice at least some of this week, and then will play against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, while the Broncos decision makers, including Kubiak, were happy with Lynch's first season work, they said multiple times that Trevor is our starter. Now, the Broncos have a scheduled day off yesterday, and they return to practice today. And Siemian is expected to get treatment yesterday and is the rest of the week as well. This season, he has 824 passing yards and 6 touchdowns and 3 interceptions this season. Now, one of the funnier comments that Kubiak made at his presser is that, quote, he's just really, really sore. He's just going through that throwing motion, end quote. It's probably because Siemian hasn't thrown this much since he was at Northwestern. I mean, let's face it. This guy's been a backup majority of his entire career. He's not used to throwing this much. Some good news. D'Angelo Williams is relaunching his pink t-shirt project for mammograms. Williams, who lost his mother, Sandra Hill, to the disease, has partnered with Steel City Cotton Works for the second year in a row, for the sale of, quote, Pittsburgh is stronger than cancer t-shirts. All proceeds go to the D'Angelo Williams Foundation to help get women free mammograms. Several teammates, including James Harrison, wore them after a game in October. In the past year, Williams Foundation has provided 53 mammograms to women in Pittsburgh, Memphis, and Jonesboro, Arkansas, where his mother received the treatment. The NFL allows players to wear pink on their uniform for October games only. Last season, Williams asked if the league, if he could wear pink all season. Of course, the NFL being the NFL, they said no. Williams did dye his hair pink, which the NFL, they can't do nothing about, and pretty good look. So, last year, the Steel City sold nearly $10,000 worth of t-shirts. You can go get yours. It's a very nice t-shirt as well at steelcity.com/product/Pittsburgh is stronger than cancer. The link will be in the description down below. I highly suggest to go buy one. I might as well buy one too. I don't have a breast cancer wearing a shirt, so might as well get one that's for a good cause. Not bad t-shirts. They look really nice. Let's move on to predicting some games. That is the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers go at each other Thursday night. I don't expect a lot of people to watch this game. It should be kind of boring. I'm taking the Cardinals here. This game is on CBS this time. Last week it was on NFL Network. Now it's back on CBS. Sunday, we have the return of Tom Brady taking on the 0-4 Cleveland Browns. Thankfully, Cleveland, if you have any chance, it's because you're at home. It is a 12 p.m. kickoff on CBS. I am taking, of course, the New England Patriots. Wouldn't that be funny, though, if the Browns beat the Patriots and pick off Brady like 4 times or something? That would be kind of funny. The Philadelphia Eagles go on the road to take on the Lions on Fox. Now, my coach, Coach Miller, said not to pick the Eagles. He doesn't want me rooting for them because, I started off the year not rooting for them. Not going against them, but I just said they weren't going to be good. Obviously, they've proven me wrong, and they're 3-0. So, I'll follow his wishes. I will pick the Lions, even though I have a really good feeling that the Eagles will win. But if the Lions win, that's a dub for me. That's a dub. The Bears take on the Colts on Fox. I'm taking the Colts here. Titans against the Dolphins. Very tough game. I want to pick the Titans, but I think the Dolphins will pull it off. It's on CBS. Washington against the Baltimore Ravens on Fox. I'm taking Washington. I don't know why. Their defense is bad, and I had them winning the division, so I'm gonna have to pick them at some point. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick them for this game. I really don't think the Ravens are 3-1. Like, I know they are. That's obviously their record. They just don't seem like a team that's 3-1 right now. The Houston Texans take on the undefeated Minnesota Vikings. How this game is not the Sunday night game or even Monday night. Good Lord, the Monday night game is terrible. It's beyond me. Now, I know they probably didn't think the Texans or the Vikings would be this good right now, but you could always switch it. Especially last week, they could have been like, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and make this a Sunday night game. But it is an afternoon game. Thankfully, being in the state of Texas, I will be able to watch this game. Texans against the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings here. I'm going to get crap for this when I go back to high school. But the Vikings, they just look way too dominant. They got the best defense in the league, hands down. It's not even close to the Broncos. It's much better. The way they're able to shut down teams and do whatever they want to do. This could be the return of the purple people eaters. It really could be. It really could be. I'm going to wait to say for sure until the end of the season, but this honestly could be. The Texans, Brock Osweiler, he needed a game before this to get it back on track. Last week, not so good. Not so good. This week is not really the week to bounce back per se. This could be pretty bad for him. Taking the Vikings, especially it's in Minnesota. Taking the Vikings, game's on CBS. But I could still see it being a close game. Texas defense, they're going to be motivated because all they're going to hear about is the Minnesota defense. They're going to feel counted out, especially with J.J. Watt not there. They might feel extra motivation to say, hey, we're going to go shut them up and show we can play with the big dogs as well. We'll see about it. I'm taking the Vikings, though, just to be safe here. Jets taking on the Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers. Falcons at the Broncos. Another game that potentially could have been a Sunday night game. Or even Monday night. Really good game. Falcons and the Broncos. I am taking the Denver Broncos here. I would love to see the Falcons win this game. I hope they do win this game. But I think being at the Broncos, if it was in Atlanta, I'm taking Atlanta. Since it's not, and Denver's defense is still pretty good, I'm taking the Denver Broncos here. Whether they start Paxton Lynch or they go with Trevor Siemian, I don't think the Falcons defense is that much better where they could just take out a quarterback and make them do different things where the quarterback ends up sucking. I don't see it. Broncos get the W. Bills at the Rams. I'm taking the Bills here, actually. 3:25 p.m. Central Time on CBS. My terrible San Diego Chargers, or we could just now call them San Diego Chokers. It's official. Taking on the 3-1 Raiders on CBS. There's just absolutely no chance the Chargers win this game. Absolutely no chance. What's crazy though? I was reading something. I was reading that LaDainian Tomlinson came out and said that the Chargers should just trade Phillip Rivers away. At first, that thought never came to my mind. Now thinking about it, he's actually true because he's been in that situation where it's like, you guys are kind of just wasting my career because we're not doing anything good. Phillip Rivers only has 2 to 4 years left, right? Maybe 3 to 4 years. Chargers, definitely in rebuilding right now. Definitely in rebuilding and not looking too good. Maybe it's time to trade him away. Antonio Gates he's just basically done for the year. He's been injured. I think he's only played 1 game this season. Honestly, he hasn't missed much. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But it was interesting to see that the Chargers, honestly, could have been 4-0. And I hate saying that because it seems like it always happens to my team when I'm always saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. But they honestly have because they let 3 games slip by them. They had leads and they said bye-bye. I mean, if you look at it, you don't have to be a Chargers fan to see that Chargers should be 4-0, which is crazy to think that given how much this team has been injury prone. But this team could have been a 4-0 team. Obviously they're not. They're 1-3. They dug themselves in a hole. I do not see them beating the Raiders. Raiders are a much improved team and have showed that they got it with them. So I'm taking the Raiders to win this game. Bengals at the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys. I like Dak Prescott. I cannot see the Bengals going 2-3. Bengals have responded back last week. I'm taking the Bengals to win this game on the road. Sunday Night Football, Giants and Packers. A good game. Again, there's two better games with Texans, Vikings, and Falcons, Broncos, but whatever, it's cool. I am taking the Green Bay Packers here. As much as I like the Giants, I'm taking the Packers to win this game. I think they saw what the Vikings did on defense, made Eli uncomfortable, made Odell get all up in his feelings. They could just do the same thing. I know they don't have the same talent on defense, but just make some different plays, different coverages. I'm taking the Packers. It is in Green Bay at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on NBC. Monday night, good. Woo! Man, this game is absolutely going to be boring to watch. And then watch it be like a shootout or something. The 1-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road to take on the 1-3 Carolina Panthers. Panthers are not the same right now. They just look out of it. And I'm not just talking about just because they're 1-3. You watch them, they look nothing like what they were last year. No swagger to them. Just absolutely, it seems like they have no confidence. And it seems like they even go in the game with overconfidence and then get smacked in the mouth very quickly and find out, okay, we actually have to play up. We got to play. And they don't. I'm taking the Panthers here just because they are a better team, supposedly, but who really knows with this team right now? It's a very boring game. I'll still end up watching it. Absolutely. I'll still end up watching it just because there's nothing on Monday night, but it's going to be very bad. It's going to be very bad. Last news we will talk about, is baseball. How about the Blue Jays? Edwin Encarnacion. That's an awesome last name. I wish I had that last name. Encarnacion. He had a walk-off 3-run shot to send the Blue Jays to face the Texas Rangers in the ALDS. Final score is 5-2 over the Baltimore Orioles. Hey, let's make some noise. Texas has home field advantage all the way through. Since the AL beat NL in the All-Star game, AL team gets home field. Rangers have the best record in the AL. Bam. Rangers get home field all the way through. If they make it, I don't know why I'm feeling a choke. I'm feeling a choke in here. Honestly, all I care about is my Dodgers. All I care about is my Dodgers. They play Friday night against the Washington Nationals. I'm a little concerned because Dodgers, they play so well in the regular season. They'll win the NL West, and then they always just find a way to lose in the playoffs. They just find a way to lose. So as much as I'm rooting for them, I'm going to try not to pay attention to them. Because the time I have paid attention to detail, you go back the past couple of years, we talk about our baseball playoffs coverage, and I've been all in on my Dodgers. I went in with the stats and everything, and just to find my team losing to the St. Louis Cardinals, to the Giants, year after year, is just way too frustrating. So, best of luck, Dodgers. I hope y'all win. Let's talk about the other teams, though, next time. That is it for this week's show. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Become a supporter by just supporting the show. Subscribing on YouTube, wherever you're listening, on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spreaker.com, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, whatever it might be. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, God first, God bless. And I will see you guys next Wednesday morning. I'm out. Peace.